to me don't look that daunting. I think the 49ers are going to win this game going away. And then the big story of the day is that Carlos Correa was supposed to have an 11 a.m. Press conference. Giants were supposed to have an 11 a.m. press conference today to welcome their new $350 million 13-year investment, Carlos Correa, but they postponed it, and we don't know why. There was a medical concern that arose during his physical, and the AP is reporting that two different people with direct knowledge of the situation are reporting that. The Giants have really never publicly given any details regarding the contract. We thought it was 13 years, $350 million. And so we don't even know officially that today's presser was to introduce Correa, though we believe it was. So where do the Giants go from here? Correa and the Giants agreed on December 13th to this massive deal. That was exactly a week ago. So it is now December the 20th, and it was subject to a successful physical. And Correa's got, even though I think of Carlos Correa as relatively a healthy ball player, he has been placed on the injured list 7 times during his 8-year major league career. So they called off the media deal. What was really alarming to me, Dan, was they called off his KNBR interview in the morning on the radio. So if it was just hey, he's not feeling great, he's got COVID, his wife's pregnant, I believe, they didn't want to travel, whatever, they easily could still do a phoner on the radio and get people excited, and that
or at least just come out and say, hey, Carlos isn't feeling too good today, we're gonna
instead they canceled that too. So
yeah,
I'll throw it to you. What do you make of it? What do you make of the whole thing? A lot of speculation today, a lot of Giants fans, people already blaming Farhan, blaming the Giants. Do you see blame in this situation? Give me your rundown on it.
The only blame that I can't place blame on the Giants if Correa either is having second thoughts or there is a health issue that just came up. Where I would place blame is, why are you scheduling a press conference if you just did the medicals yesterday? I mean, you're putting the cart before the horse.
Maybe they thought the medicals were just a
formality.
Yeah, that he was going to be clean across the board. Maybe Boris assured them that he was going to be clean on the medicals. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, there's all kinds of things out there in Twitter world. I mean, there's even a possibility someone put out, I think it might have been something from John Lund, that what happens if this is a PED issue and a suspension is coming? And, I don't know.
Well, I was immediately thinking along those same lines, not necessarily PED, Dan, but from the standpoint of what would make the Giants, who just signed this guy to be the face of their franchise, what would make them back off so quickly? I would think it would have to be something that took Carlos off the field. So like a PED suspension, or how about this? How about something was flagged in the physical that may mandate that he have some treatment or some procedure of some kind. And I immediately thought, back oriented. And let's just say that, they found out through Boris in the last week that, he's got this issue, and now they found that it was confirmed in the physical, and that he's going to be out until June or July. It would be easy to just go, they got him signed for so long, what's the big deal? But that's a really bad PR hit for a lot of clubs, to give a guy $350 million, and before he's ever played a game, he's going to miss half a season. So who knows? It could be something as relatively benign as he needs some kind of a procedure that will cause him to miss some games at the beginning of the year, and the Giants either want some kind of remuneration or some kind of renegotiation, or it is possible that he has some like hereditary issue or some health issue that is not super major, but they want coverage. And so maybe they want, who knows, maybe they want an out on the contract. Maybe they want
maybe
some
there's
adjustment.
maybe there's a mutual buyout, opt out for Carlos and a buyout for the Giants. I just think that it's gotta, who knows what this thing could really happen, but the mistake that was made is coming out and announcing the press conference in the first place. Just wait till you have everything. I mean, what's the hurry? What are we hurrying because you're getting vibes? Maybe
you already waited a week.
Yeah, are you getting vibes that maybe he's looking to back out of the deal? I mean, Judge, I believe, just signed his deal today with the Yankees. It's pretty common to announce these deals, a week, 10 days, and then earlier, and then waiting to get the contract language all put together and signed, and having a press conference. So I don't know. To me, it just makes no sense for them to have put this out yesterday. They just put it out yesterday. Today's Tuesday. They couldn't have waited until they got all the results back and scheduled this thing for, Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Just doesn't make any sense that they jumped the gun.
Let's check the chat. Romo 2001, only the Giants could mess this up. We got this one from Romo. He says, note to the Giants front office, don't announce a press conference until the physical has been completed. Gilbert Gamboa, Giants are either overreacting or there's legit concern, and they should walk away. We should find out soon enough, but this looks bad on the Giants.
What would be typical is that the Giants back out of something because they're nervous, very fearful of the fact that this is a career type threatening thing that could really cut Carlos Correa's career short. And then he goes on and plays 12 years and hits, 500 home runs in his career, and he wins the Triple Crown or batting title, and he's Hall of Famer, and he goes in as a Hall of Famer for, whatever, the Yankees, the Dodgers, Padres, and the Giants like, oh crap, we had him.
Well, and then we got this one from Gilbert who says, yeah, you would think the physical was done shortly after the news broke. That this makes it seem like they just did the physical yesterday. I mean, first of all, you can't do a physical virtually. You got to do it. You got to wait until the guy comes to town. Right.
Right.
Or I guess he could do it by his doctor. A
lot of times I do know this. I've been visiting my doctor here in Arizona. It's a spine doctor because I've had some spine issues with my cervical, and he is the Giants doctor for the San Francisco Giants. And so he gets all of the MRIs, looks over the MRIs of the spine, and he reports back to the Giants what he sees. I put a call into him today to see if we could get him on even tonight. I didn't hear back from him. I mean, it's kind of a situation. He's probably not going to want to say anything because he could risk, losing his contract, I'm sure, with the Giants. Hey, like, what are you doing going out there and saying what's going on? But he does. I asked him specifically because I was in there last week, and I said, what happens? I mean, have you got, he says, I get everybody. I get minor leaguers. They send me stuff all the time. And he says, the hard part is I see spines that look like you don't want to sign this guy because his spine is not, it's crooked and everything's messed up, and guys turn out to be fine. And he says,
what kind of doctor is he? Is he a general practitioner?
No, he's an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay, so does that make you think that it's a back related issue?
I heard from Slusser today, reading on Twitter, that it was not a back issue. The Giants,
right? But wouldn't that contradict?
No, I'm just saying what he does review everything. So he reviews, the neck, the entire spine, the back. He's looking at, when they do these signings, they're getting images of everything. So it may not even be his call on this. It might be another doctor. It might be a rotator cuff. It could be I have no idea what it could be.
I mean, also, there's a lot of people, just from being in sales, there's a lot of people that get buyer's remorse.
Oh yeah, I've had deals.
Do you think
go
the
bad.
Giants have buyer's remorse after Dog said it's the worst signing in the history of their franchise?
No,
I mean,
I don't think the Giants do. I think it was, if
do you
it's
think Carlos
anybody,
has any buyer's remorse?
it would be Carlos, if anything.
Really? I look at it the other way. I look at it as the Giants, because I mean, I love Carlos Correa too. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good player. I think he's a top 25 major league player. But 13 years, 13-year deal. I mean, Crawford, if Crawford had, Crawford's 35. When Correa's 35, he's going to have 6 more years left at shortstop on that deal.
Yeah, but he's a really good hitter, and the bat's not going to go at 35. He's got great hand-eye coordination, bat speed.
But they could have second thoughts on that term. I mean, I don't think
it's the Giants. I think because that would be suicide. That would be public relations suicide on their part to if Correa comes back and says, "Hey, I was fine," but they started
But what's worse, Danny? What if could Farhan withstand Tuesday, December 20th, 2022 signing of Carlos Correa for $350 million and a Thursday, December 22nd revelation that he's going to miss the first half of the season? See, I don't know. I mean, I think
you can work around that, because you can restructure part of the deal. You could say, there's some injury history here, so we want Carlos. We restructure the deal based on some incentives. So many games played per year, he earns the full amount, that type of thing.